You have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there.
He survived a plane crash, swam 3 miles through shark-infested waters, then filmed a Western with a broken rib and a broken bill belt. If you think modern actors are tough, wait until you see who's number 1. Number 20. Lee Marvin shot in the back by a Japanese sniper, then limped through Hollywood carrying real combat wounds.
But you were a Marine. Did you have to act tough as a Marine to hide your fear, for instance?
Well, you have to do a lot of acting to hide that. I guess that's where I learned how to act.
Lee Marvin didn't act tough. He earned it. Before he became a movie star, Lee was a Marine scout sniper in the Pacific. He survived the bloodbath at Saipan, where he was shot in the foot and backside, earning a Purple Heart. He watched his best friend die beside him and described the moment with cold honesty.
Every Marine that I landed with on the beaches of Kwajalein, Eniwetok, Saipan during World War II.
War is surreal. You survive it, but you're never whole again.
Are you tough?
No, I think I have the opportunity to play tough, which is, saves me a lot of bruises.
That trauma never left him, and it fueled his haunting performances. He knocked out a stuntman during a shoot for making fun of veterans and once showed up to set with fresh bruises from a bar fight. He never glamorized violence, he lived with it, and that gritty energy followed him into every role, from The Dirty Dozen to Point Blank. His tombstone reads, Lee Marvin, PFCU, S Marine Corps, WWII. No mention of Hollywood. Number 19. Charles Bronson.
When I was a kid, I used to ride freight trains.
He flew bombing missions over Japan, dug coal as a kid, and refused to smile unless the role demanded it. Despite his fame, Bronson was silent, intense, and reportedly lived like a monk, avoiding Hollywood parties altogether. Steve McQueen called him the scariest guy I've ever met, on and off camera. Bronson didn't fake rage. He brought it from deep inside. He once punched a guy so hard, he broke 2 of his own knuckles and finished the scene anyway. Number 18, James Coburn.
Man takes care of himself, and by taking care of himself, he takes care of the world.
He trained under Bruce Lee, shattered ribs during fight scenes, and battled chronic pain with sheer willpower. James Coburn was elegance wrapped in steel. Coburn wasn't just smooth on screen, he was deadly in real life. A disciple of Bruce Lee, he trained in Jeet Kune Do and practiced full-contact sparring. Even with crippling rheumatoid arthritis, he refused painkillers, using martial arts and meditation to push through. During one scene, he hit so hard he cracked his co-star's rib, and the director kept rolling. He raced cars, rode motorcycles without helmets, and once survived a crash that totaled his vehicle. Known for his Zen killer presence, Coburn lived through agony with calm precision. Bruce Lee called him one of his most disciplined students, and that discipline made him one of Hollywood's most quietly feared men. He could break your nose with a smile, and thank you afterward for staying in character. Number 17, Robert Mitchum. He spent time on a chain gang, got locked up for marijuana, and once headbutted a reporter. Robert Mitchum wasn't acting when he looked dangerous. Before fame, Mitchum was a drifter, riding boxcars during the Depression, brawling for cash, and working brutal jobs in mining camps. Arrested in 1948 for drug possession, he served time in jail but walked out more popular than ever.
Born the kind of man that does not have to seek women because they come to him.
Were that true?
He was known for his emotionless stare, barely rehearsing lines, and sometimes drinking before takes. Once, he punched a photographer mid-interview and kept talking like nothing happened. His co-stars often felt real fear on set because they never knew when he'd snap. He described acting as just showing up and not falling down. But falling down wasn't in his DNA. He lived harder than most of the characters he played, and many of them were murderers. Number 16, Kirk Douglas. He survived a helicopter crash, punched studio heads, and defied the Hollywood blacklist with one bold move.
A dog dies at 14. Tortoises live over 100. Now, let me tell you, Mike, the poets say, grow old along with me, the best is yet to be.
Kirk Douglas never waited for permission. Born to poor Russian Jewish immigrants, he grew up fighting for scraps, then joined the Navy during World War II, where he was injured in a depth charge explosion. After fame hit, he became known for his volcanic temper, once threatening to throw a director off set for changing a scene. In 1991, he survived a deadly helicopter crash, walked away, and kept filming months later. After a stroke in his 80s, Douglas relearned how to speak, just to deliver one last speech on stage. He famously gave credit to a blacklisted writer, ending the McCarthy-era fear in Hollywood. When he said, "I am Spartacus," it wasn't just a line. It was his life philosophy. Number 15, Steve McQueen. He escaped reform school, saved Marines in a military disaster, and refused stunt doubles no matter how broken he was. Steve McQueen was gasoline and grit. As a teen, McQueen stole cars, fought cops, and ended up in juvenile detention.
You know, for me, motorcycles are still my first love, but...
Later, he joined the Marines, where he saved 5 soldiers from a sinking tank. Known for his anti-authority streak, he often clashed with directors and showed up drunk or high, yet delivered flawless performances. He did all his own stunts, including the legendary motorcycle jump in The Great Escape. Off-screen, he raced professionally and crashed multiple cars and bikes. Diagnosed with cancer, he fled the U.S. for experimental surgery, extending his life by a few months. McQueen once said, "I live for myself." And until the very end, that's exactly what he did. Number 14, Danny Trejo.
I dedicated my life to helping other people, and I think that was the one thing that really helped me with my addiction.
From San Quentin prison to becoming one of Hollywood's most feared faces, Danny Trejo turned pain into power and lived to tell the tale. Trejo spent much of his youth in juvenile detention and maximum security prisons, including the infamous San Quentin. Inside, he became the boxing champion in both the lightweight and welterweight divisions. After getting clean, he worked as a drug counselor, which led him to a film set where he was hired on the spot. Covered in real scars, Trejo never needed makeup to look terrifying. He survived stabbings, overdoses, and gang fights, yet still gives motivational talks in prisons. His gravelly voice and brutal stare come from decades of surviving the streets. He didn't play tough guys. He was one. Every tattoo on his body tells a story of war, redemption, and survival. Number 13, Audi Murphy. He killed 240 enemy soldiers, earned 33 medals, and played himself in war films.
Do you have a regular television series?
No. Are you a comedian?
No.
Audi Murphy didn't imagine heroism. He defined it. Murphy enlisted at age 17 by lying about his age. In World War II, he single-handedly held off a German company for an hour using a burning tank destroyer, earning the Medal of Honor. He became the most decorated American soldier of the war, receiving every U.S. combat award for valor. Despite suffering from crippling PTSD, he transitioned into acting and refused to glamorize war. He often slept with a pistol under his pillow and once challenged a man to a duel over a disrespectful comment. In To Hell and Back, he portrayed himself and still downplayed what he had done. Behind the soft voice was a man who had seen real hell and walked through it. Number 12, Oliver Reed. He drank like a beast, brawled like a gladiator, and terrified directors into silence. Oliver Reed was chaos in a tailored suit. Reed was notorious for drinking over 100 pints in 4 days, then showing up to set ready to fight. During one infamous bender, he took on a group of 5 rugby players and won. He once knocked out a co-star in a choreographed fight scene and refused to apologize. Reed branded himself with a lit cigarette during an interview just to prove he could. He died after downing a dozen drinks and arm wrestling strangers in Malta while filming Gladiator.
Gin and orange? Sort of.
Off camera, he was unpredictable and dangerous. Yet every role he played felt real, because the rage inside him never needed direction. The studio couldn't control him, and he liked it that way. Number 11, Tommy Lee Jones. A Harvard-educated cowboy with fists like steel and zero patience for weakness, Tommy Lee Jones hides fire beneath every glare. Jones grew up breaking horses on a Texas ranch before earning a football scholarship to Harvard, where he once fought a teammate for mocking his size. He's worked oil rigs, done his own stunts, and allegedly slapped a director for rushing a scene. Known for his intense focus, he can memorize pages of dialogue in minutes, then deliver it like a punch.
I don't have to tell you what kind of trouble you're in, do I? You're a smart girl.
On his downtime, he maintains a working cattle ranch, often herding livestock between films. When a co-star once asked if he liked acting, he replied, "No, I just do it well." And that's the thing. Jones doesn't care about fame. He only respects grit, effort, and if you've earned your place beside him. Number 10, Shan Connory. Before he was Bond, he was a bodybuilder, bouncer, and bare-knuckle street fighter. Shan Connory didn't need gadgets. His fists were enough.
Mango tree, my honey and me, dee-dee-dee. Something like that.
That's it. That was it.
Connory grew up poor in Edinburgh, polishing coffins and delivering milk before entering bodybuilding. He placed third in Mr. Universe and worked as a nightclub enforcer for real London gangsters. He once beat up a gang of thugs who tried to rob him, alone. On Bond sets, he broke a stuntman's nose and insisted on doing his own fights. He trained in martial arts and stayed in fighting shape well into his 60s. Known for explosive temper and deep discipline, Connery refused softness of any kind. When asked about his Bond persona, he said, "I am not James Bond, but I am a Scotsman, and that's more dangerous." Number 9, Humphrey Bogart. That snarl wasn't acting. Humphrey Bogart got it from a war injury and carried it into every ruthless character he ever played.
You would rather bet a newspaper man when he was around. Is that true?
I think that's true, Ed. I always kind of had a hankering to be a newspaper man.
Bogart enlisted in the Navy during World War I and received his famous lip scar from shrapnel, giving him the lisp that became his trademark. Off-screen, he drank heavily, challenged reporters, and protected women on set like a bulldog. He once told a studio head, "Go to hell," and walked off with the lead role anyway. He supported blacklisted artists during McCarthyism, risking his own career. He acted through esophageal cancer, never showing pain. He said, "The only thing you owe the public is a good performance." And he meant it. He didn't fake hard-boiled heroes, he lived like one. Number 8, Bruce Lee.
You have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there.
He created his own martial art, shattered racial barriers, and hit faster than the camera could capture. Bruce Lee was lightning in human form. Lee trained in Wing Chun, boxing, fencing, and judo by his teens. He invented Jeet Kune Do, blending philosophy with devastating strikes. He could do push-ups on 2 fingers, and his 1-inch punch could launch grown men backward. He once broke a stuntman's ribs mid-scene, accidentally. Hollywood refused to cast him as a lead, so he went to Hong Kong and became a superstar. His speed was so fast, directors had to slow down the footage. He challenged traditional Chinese masters and won every time. Bruce didn't just fight on screen, he fought a world that underestimated him and kicked its door wide open. Number 7, James Caan. He trained like a fighter, lived like a gangster, and brought real rage into every role. James Caan didn't play violent men. He was one. A black belt in karate, Caan trained under Master Takayuki Kubota.
I can see my money is still in your pocket, which is from the yield of my labor.
For The Godfather, he lived among real mobsters to study their behavior. He broke a co-star's nose during a fight scene and once punched a paparazzi for taking photos of his daughter. Arrested multiple times for assault, he called it just setting boundaries. He turned down weak roles, choosing instead to play men on the edge. Coppola said, "Jimmy didn't need direction, just room to explode." Known as Jimmy the Shark by friends, Caan walked into every set, like it was a street fight, and most of the time he walked out the winner. Number 6. Charles Durning. He stormed Omaha Beach, killed enemy soldiers in hand-to-hand combat, and escaped a German POW camp.
I was a singer and I was a dancer, and I worked in nightclubs as a clown, as a comic.
Charles Durning was a real-life war machine. Drafted into World War II, Durning was part of the first wave at D-Day. He was shot in the hip, chest, and leg, but survived. He killed multiple enemy soldiers in close combat and later escaped a Nazi camp. Awarded the Silver Star, Bronze Star, and Purple Heart, he returned home carrying deep PTSD, which haunted him forever. Acting became therapy. He only accepted roles that didn't glamorize war. He once said, "I don't talk about the war. I can't." Despite lifelong pain, he delivered iconic performances with quiet fury. Off camera, he was humble. On screen, he was unstoppable, a veteran who didn't need a script to understand life and death. Number 5. Rod Taylor. He punched a co-star unconscious, wrestled real animals on set, and once saved a woman from a street mugging. Rod Taylor didn't bluff. An Aussie brawler from the Outback, Taylor trained in boxing and stunt fighting. While filming The Time Machine, he broke 3 ribs and finished the shoot without telling anyone.
We have to do a picture wrap right now on the great Rod Taylor.
He had a real fight with Lee Marvin and won. During one altercation, he cold-clocked an actor for insulting a crew member. Taylor insisted on doing all his own stunts, no matter the risk. He practiced knife throwing and pistol handling as weekend hobbies. He lived with scars and carried himself like a soldier of fortune. When asked about retirement, he replied, "Why? I'm not dead yet." In Hollywood, most actors pretend to be heroes. Rod Taylor actually lived like one. Number 4. Gene Hackman, a Marine at 16, a Hollywood volcano by 40. Gene Hackman wasn't just intense on screen, he was terrifying in real life.
I got in when I was 16.
What were the circumstances leading up to the decision a 16-year-old kid makes about going into the Marine Corps for you?
Hackman lied about his age to join the Marine Corps, serving in China and earning a reputation for bare-knuckle fights. He worked odd jobs post-discharge, doorman, truck driver, field radio operator, before acting found him. On set, he was notorious for outbursts. He once dragged a paparazzo into traffic by the collar and broke a wall with his fist during a take. Co-stars feared his temper but respected his power. He never softened, never wanted to. Hackman once said, "I don't trust charm." That was clear. He trusted discipline, aggression, and commanding respect. No acting class taught him that. He earned it the hard way and took it into every role. Number 3. Mickey Rourke. He broke his own face, walked away from fame, and trained like a killer.
I did really enjoy working for somebody that I respect who just...
Mickey Rourke wasn't method, he was feral. Rourke boxed professionally, racking up broken ribs, a shattered nose, and a split tongue. Hollywood wanted him as the next De Niro, but he walked away to fight. He lived with gangsters, slept in a gym, and said, "I lost everything, but I didn't sell out." When he returned, his face was nearly unrecognizable from botched surgeries. Still, he took roles others wouldn't dare touch, violent, raw, and personal. He trained under legendary coach Freddie Roach and once sparred world champions just to feel real pain again. He wasn't a comeback story, he was a warning. When the industry tried to break him, Mickey broke right back. Number 2. Clint Eastwood. He survived a plane crash, swam through shark-infested waters, and directed films with a revolver in his belt.
I was a little kid, and I used to hang out with my grandfather, who was in his 90s, and I thought, who the hell want to live this long?
Clint Eastwood was danger in denim. Drafted during the Korean War, Eastwood's plane crashed into the Pacific Ocean. He swam over 3 miles through cold, shark-infested waters to safety. Later, he demanded full creative control, threatening producers if they altered his work. He performed his own stunts, rode wild horses, and endured extreme desert heat while filming westerns. Known for his quiet menace, he kept loaded firearms at home and on camping trips. He once told a producer, "Touch the script again and I'll break your hand." Eastwood doesn't chase fame. He commands it with the same dead-eyed stare that made him a legend. He never blinked, never backed down, and never needed a second take. Number 1. John Wayne. He filmed with a collapsed lung, rode horses with broken ribs, and outlived the myth of American masculinity. John Wayne was the real last man standing. Wayne played football at USC before a body surfing accident shattered his collarbone, killing his athletic career.
You should look back and whine and bellyache, or try to hold somebody else guilty for everything you...
Refusing painkillers, he powered through roles with cracked bones and terminal illness. He continued filming The Shootist while battling stomach cancer, hiding the pain. Despite losing a lung to cancer in 1964, he returned stronger, carrying his six-shooter and doing long horseback scenes. He challenged co-stars, fired back at critics, and upheld his own moral code on and off set. His tombstone reads, "Feo, fuerte y formal," ugly, strong, and dignified. That wasn't branding, that was who he was. When the dust settled in Hollywood, John Wayne was still in the saddle. Think that was wild? Tap one of the videos on screen to keep going. Like, subscribe, and watch what Hollywood doesn't want you to know next.